So when you're answering this question, who do I want to be? If you're feeling lost at the beginning, you can start to sort through, like I mentioned, with using, so you can start with ideas that you have from examples around you. So it could be someone from history, it could be someone from your personal ancestry, someone you know right now, or someone that you know from the public eye right now. So for example, I mentioned in another video that I really admire my grandma and grandpa. And so I can think about, what did I admire about them? What did I like about the way that they lived their lives? So for that, it helps me to see what are the values that might be resonating for me. So for example, the thing I admire most about my grandpa is that despite decades of being a really quote unquote bad guy during his active alcohol addiction, where he was very emotionally, verbally, physically violent with his family members and people in the community and business dealings, etc. Once he made that commitment to sobriety, he really worked on all of those relationships that had been harmed, and he spent a huge amount of time developing his understanding of his values through regular 12-step attendance, and then through regular reconnection time spent with his family members that he wanted to restore relationships with. And one of the things that I admire most is that he forgave himself. And that was an act of daily practice that allowed him to actually be open enough, because he was able to let go of that self-loathing enough to be available for love and connection with the people in his life. A current example of someone who I really admire is Devin Price, who's an author who writes about shame and autism and laziness and all sorts of beautiful things. And he has continued on his journey to explore who he is in terms of gender and spirituality and sexuality in a really open way that I admire, because not only has he given himself permission to explore these things that were like taboo or off limits, but he's also inviting others into that exploration through sharing about that journey. And so that helps me to make choices, because I can think about, like, what would these people do, and how can I gain from what I admire about how they might do it to choose